Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Bonner here, Overtime Athletes. A common question that I get is one of how to increase something in strength. I get this with the bench press. I've addressed the deadlift. One that I haven't really touched is the squat. Reason being is because there's so many variables, and depending on where that athlete is, there's different protocols you can give or advise for each person. Often what I try to do with my videos is I experience things or I try things out, and then I share them with you based on the positive experience or experiences we've had with that particular protocol or training method. Me being somebody who used to squat more, and then now I'm a little bit lighter in the ass and I need to get my numbers up, I wanted to share one with you that I've been utilizing. If you're a beginner, something like getting your form and your volume on point, it will be, and consistent intensity is obviously the biggest thing when it comes to this, to build up over time. But if you're somebody who's been experiencing a plateau, here's a new idea for you to basically throw in, if you think of this over a 1 month period, or you can extend this to multiple months. So let's go ahead and break it down into 4 weeks. Beginning with the first initial movement. So in the initial movement, obviously you perform a back squat. And with that back squat, I want to keep the volume under 10 repetitions. I took this from Pavel. If you guys have ever studied him, he's got a strength book out with Dan John, and he talks about the power of 10 repetitions, keeping that volume really low, but the intensity extremely high. So if you were to do this in a progressive manner over 4 weeks, you might say you build up to working sets, 2 sets of 5 repetitions. Next week you could go something like 5 sets of 2 repetitions, and then something into 6 to 7 or 8 repetitions, or 6 to 7 or 8 sets of 1 repetition. So as you can see, over the course of those 3 weeks, we're decreasing the amount of reps per set, but we're increasing the intensity. The weight that I did with 5 repetitions, I can obviously do a lot more weight with the back squat with 1 repetition than I can with 5. So you're constantly progressively increasing that. Now, what you'll do after is where the meat and potatoes of this protocol comes in, and that's a descending box. So if you're somebody in a gym, if you're fortunate enough to have some kind of a box in the gym that you're at, you could build up a box with particular mats. I always suggest putting a cushion down anyway. You're gonna perform a box squat. Now this is very different than a squat to box, as you guys, some of you know, but if you don't, a box squat, you're actually coming down and you're embracing from a static position. A squat to box means I'm coming down, I'm touching the box height, and I'm coming back up. So I'm never really supported by the actual box. But what you want to do is week 1, after you perform your intense 5 repetitions with the bar, low volume, you're going to switch over to the box. Now with a high box, you can actually go up a little bit more in weight typically than you would with a regular back squat. So for instance, if I did 5 repetitions with 300 pounds, I could typically go all the way up to, depending on the box height, this we're talking a little bit above parallel, I could go up significantly higher. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go up pretty high on that, significantly higher, maybe 100 to 110 to 140, 120% of your back squat 1 rep max, and you're going to come down to a box height that's just above parallel. So as you can see, I'll set up the same exact position, same exact form, same exact technique, except I'm coming to a box and I'm exploding up for the same amount of repetitions, 5 repetitions. Then what you'll do is the following week, now that you performed, say week 2, you go ahead and progress in intensity by going 3 repetitions. Now what you'll do is you'll go to a medium-sized box. I think this is medium right here. So with this, you'll go to just about parallel. These are slight decreases in the box, but you'll go just to parallel, which is right here. You'll go with the same weight that you did last week with right above parallel, right? Then finally, you're gonna go to your week 3, where you're gonna go ahead and either go to a 1 rep, or you're gonna go to 2 repetitions, 5 sets of 2 repetitions. And then you're gonna finish off by going right below parallel. So you're right here, boom, I'm right below parallel. I'm going to try to hit the same weight for 5 repetitions. So to recap real quick, you're gonna go ahead and progressively overload each week for 3 weeks. You could do this for more weeks, but I usually deload on the 4th week. Progressively increase your intensity in the squat, meaning up your weight each week. Then when you switch to the box squat right after you perform the squats, you're gonna switch to the box squat. Remember, you're not supersetting, you're doing this after your amount of sets of back squat. You're going to decrease the height on the box and perform and try to keep the same weight and the same repetitions as you decrease the box each week. Try that out. The only thing else that I'll offer, depending on certain athletes, is when you hit your auxiliary movements, go at them at a maximal level. So if you're doing Bulgarian split squats, lunges, RDLs, try to increase the intensity on those. Don't just go through the motion. Try to actually increase the intensity. Make sure your rest and recovery is on point, and you should see some increases from this. If you don't the first month, try to come back after that learning curve and do it the following month after you deload on week 4. Simple protocol for you guys to utilize if you can, if you have a box. Check it out, try it out. I'm gonna holler at you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in becoming a better athlete, whether that be sprinting, jumping, strength, or overall looking like an athlete, go ahead and click the box here on my side and make sure that you subscribe to my videos here so I can keep sending them to you. Holler.